Salutations! I'm Silver Faye, an aspiring artist and author, and if this is your first time in the court, welcome. If it isn't, well, it's a pleasure to see you again. Today we are redesigning and rewriting DokiBird as a Shugo Chara character. Okay, so first of all, let me give you a bit of context. Shugo Chara is a magical girl manga and anime that aired in 2007. The general concept of Shugo Chara is centered around self-discovery and dreams. Almost all the characters we see in the show have at least one Shugo Chara, or guardian character. Some, in special cases, have 2 or even 3. Only a select few individuals can transform with their Shugo Chara. However, if someone's dream is crushed, they have the potential to become an X character, which can happen to anyone. So now while we're recapping, let's talk about DokiBird. For anyone who doesn't know who DokiBird is, she is an English language VTuber known best for her FPS gaming streams. She has a very bold and energetic personality on stream, and she's also extremely hardworking. DokiBird first debuted in May of 2020. She retired a year later in May of 2021, before she returned in February of 2024, which is when I discovered her. She reached over 800,000 subscribers within a year of her re-debut, and she streams on YouTube and has become a well-known figure within the VTuber community. Now, as far as these designs go, DokiBird's VTuber lore is where I got the main idea for them from. So the general concept for DokiBird's VTuber is that DokiBird is an alias for her thief persona that her real name is Maple. So I decided to implement that into my Shugo Chara design. DokiBird, or should I say Maple in this AU, is a young adult struggling to find her way through life, working a 9-to-5 that she's miserable in, and struggling to make ends meet. It is the morning after a particularly hard day at work that she discovers 2 colorful eggs in her bed. These eggs then hatch into Maple's own respective character guardians. It is by accident that she discovers that she can transform fully into her would-be selves, becoming DokiBird in the process. After a few miscellaneous adventures, DokiBird finds herself facing an X character. A battle ensues in which Doki discovers her ability to purify the X characters, and she emerges triumphant. As the battle ends, Doki is confronted by a man in a suit, who offers her a proposition. He reveals to her that the X character had been created by his employer as part of a larger plan to find something called the embryo, which can grant 1 wish. And he asks if she would join them. She refuses, of course. Why would she let some corpo have the embryo when she could make a wish herself? Okay. Now, for the actual designs, I combined some elements from each of Doki's outfits to make her civilian form. I thought a nice middle ground between the pigtails and her short hair was a side ponytail. I kept her color palette somewhere between the two, giving her the bounty hunter model shirt and turning the high-waisted skirt from her thief design into a pair of shorts. To make her bounty hunter design more magical girl-ish, I exaggerated the hair and her gloves. I also gave her a long trench coat lined with yellow to help pull her hair into other areas. I also made the handkerchief around her neck long and more ribbon-like. I imagine it whipping around her while she fights and accentuating her movements. As for her thief design, I pulled back on the usage of white and the light gray and used mainly the blacks and blues in her original palette. I kept her iconic pigtails, but I also added a hood to her outfit for no particular reason other than I liked the way it looked, and I think it would be cool. I kept her puff sleeves and the fingerless gloves, but I added some belt accents to her leg to help break up the solid block of color so it wasn't so monotonous. So, I'm not sure if anybody actually noticed, but at the beginning of the video, the sketch process for how I got to the base model that I was drawing wasn't recorded, and there's a story behind that because this art was a struggle for me. I was so unhappy with the first draft. I wanted something more dynamic, but I also wanted to show off all the designs since after all it is a redesign. I was 2 hours in and I was getting increasingly frustrated. I was beginning to realize that maybe I kind of wanted to just scrap it and start over. So I tried to backtrack to where I had the layers for her clothes and the body sketch separated, but then I realized that that was just too far back. Clipchamp Paint wouldn't let me go that far, so I thought about restoring a previous version, but then I was worried it would include the time lapse. So I decided to check on the time lapse, and the egg is on my face, because apparently I never started recording it. Anyway, so that's why the first half of this drawing isn't recorded. This mishap kind of just solidified my decision to completely scrap the composition and use it for a general conception of the designs. But once I switched gears, I ended up enjoying it more. I am so proud of the hair on DokiBird's Bounty Hunter form. I spent quite a bit of time on it. As for the rest of the drawing, I think it's okay. This was my first time doing a composition like this, so I'm trying to be more kind towards myself. It was a learning experience, and since it's been a while since I finished the drawing, I find myself liking it a bit more. Alright, that's the end. Don't forget to like the video, share it around, and if you haven't joined the court, the subscribe button is just down below. So is the invitation to the Discord server if you so choose to join us. If you made it this far, please drop a golden trophy or a golden heart in the comments below. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!